Hello!
Hello.
Hello.
Hi.
Yeah.
All right. Yippee! Great start for us.
Yep.
Great start for a show. Hello, welcome everyone to D6, where I, Yoshi, and bring together a bunch of friends from across the internet to play on a D&D live stream show. Welcome back, everyone. So before we get on into tonight, I'm gonna say there are no true quick announcements other than, hey, all of our episodes of D6 for our podcast have been fully uploaded over onto Anchor, Spotify, Apple, and Google. So if you guys are interested in choosing whatever platform that you want to listen on, as I recently found out that there's a lot more people that are listening to us on iTunes, actually. About 80% of our listeners are Apple users.
Mm-hmm.
And so to the fellow Apple users out there, as I use an iPad to run all of our music and stats and all that, thank you.
Hell yeah.
I wasn't expecting that. So yeah. And of course, our wonderful friends over at GamerSupps get a wonderful thank you, as they have often sent me flavors, as well as these wonderful waifu cups, like the Shark Girl one here, that has been my go-to one for quite some time, as well as some of these cool snapback hats that I can't turn around.
Just launches the headphones.
Wait, no. You keep that thing forward.
Yeah. And so thank you, GamerSupps, once again, who has just been one of our amazing sponsors and continue to do so. If you guys are interested in getting some of your own flavors or cups, or hell, even some actual physical merch, much like the shirt here, you guys can head on over to gamersupps.gg and hit /Shienpai, and if you use the code Shienpai, you get 10% off of your order. It helps me, it helps the channel here, and it also just it's just good stuff. I find it to be good stuff. Alright, that being said, announcements out of the way, stuff out of the way.
Time for pain.
Time for pain.
Last time I checked, it was a time for the hunt.
Breathe it in, man.
Time for nervous bird.
Alright. So, with that being said, let us jump into tonight's episode of D6. So, where we had last left off. As our adventurers, as well as the joining of Lohir, flee deep within the Wriethrow swamps after escaping a onslaught and battle that was coming their way within Nobrick, having presumably killed a High Lord, Grin Nosegriff. You all ran through the city, facing against not only an Arc Knight, but also the Verdigant Guard as well, in order to try and escape. After traversing, getting to know each other for better or for worse, and figuring out all of you have some dark demons hiding in a closet. Lohir.
Nah.
You all finally come to rest on a higher area within the Wriethrow swamps in hopes to recuperate after what has been a long, long day. However, being within the Wriethrow swamps, as the tales of dark creatures that roam through the nights of the Wriethrow one finally appears, a familiar Equian-like creature that Citra, who on watch, saw. As it begins to approach, it circles around all of you, having tapped away and trying to get you all to leave what was the tiny hut that Salazar had created. After dispelling the magic, the Knucklehead is now on its hunt. And from that point, I need you all to roll me initiative.
Jesus. Already. Okay.
Oh my god, it's following me from your game into this game, Dry.
Haha.
Alright.
Good luck. So, let's see.
Alright. Also, for the sake of clarity from this point, I would like you guys to refer to the position where I'm at, as I'm gonna wave my hand right here. This is south. This
Okay.
is going to be south from now on.
Okay.
So, south is towards me, north is towards what I would assume all of you. Alright. So, let us start taking some initiative.
I'm sorry, but it's just so basically you're saying south is our left and north is our right.
Okay,
No.
so where my hand is, this is south. As
Right.
it's coming towards me. I am south.
Okay, so it's going.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So
Like
Got
a
it.
compass
All right.
rose flipped
Yeah,
upside
so
down.
that way you guys aren't confused about directions on where to go.
okay.
Alright. So, that being said, start taking all your initiatives. Okay. Jesus Christ. Laura. They're 25.
Damn.
Right? Damn.
Yeah.
Let's see. And then Citra is a 14. Go here at a 19. And then Salazar at a 5. For the sake of the argument, for Salazar, you have these 4 surrounding you. Those are your zombies. They move
Yep,
when you
I've-
move.
I've got their health counters
Alright.
up on a. Yeah, I've got their health counters up on a separate screen. Yeah.
Noise.
Alright. So, that being said, may the hunt begin.
Yay.
Top of the round, the first to move is none other the Knucklehead.
Oh.
What?
He rolled higher than we did.
Nope, he just has a higher dexterity.
Or that too.
Oh.
He has a higher dexterity than Burroughs.
What? Oh shit. Oh boy.
As this thing, the heavy clomps as it reaches up onto the stone from the grass and mire. As he steps towards you, Salazar, and your 2 zombies protecting you, he is going to make 3 attacks.
3.
Mm-hmm.
He can make 3 attacks.
Alright. So the first one, I'm going to do 1 on Salazar, 2 onto the onto each of the zombies.
Okay.
Alright. So the first one's going to be a 14 on your zombie.
That will hit, I believe. Or wait,
Alright.
no, the zombies are special. They are special, as a matter of fact. Let me pull up
Oh.
their stats. No, it has AC of 13. It does still hit, in fact.
Okay. And
Pretty
then the
decent
second,
AC.
yeah, second one is going to be on the other zombie. That's going to be a 21 to hit. 21. And then the last one is going to be a lance attack onto you. And that one is going to be an 18 to hit.
Yeah, that'll hit.
Alright. So I got some damage to roll. Let's see. Alright. So the first zombie is going to be taking 9 points of bludgeoning. The second one is going to be taking 7 points of bludgeoning. And you will be taking 12 points of piercing damage.
Ow.
As
I'm in danger.
As this thing begins to clock over from behind all of you, as both of its hooves come up, and then strike the back of both of your zombies with one large stab of the lance breaking through their phalanx and striking you. After which, I need you. Let's see. I need you to roll a Constitution check, Salazar.
Constitution check?
Yep. Or, no, saving throw. My bad.
Gotcha. Well, they're both the same, so that's an 18.
Okay. So, as the spear pierces you, this creature, almost as if the rot and destruction that comes from it rides into your wound as you feel sickened and exhausted for a moment before you breathe and notice that this is some strange, almost dark magic that comes from this creature. As you begin to push through and break through what is the morphine rot that comes from it, and you are, for the next 24 hours, immune to the effect of morphine rot.
Wow.
Excellent.
Yep, that's what you get when you roll high. Alright, and that will end its turn. Alright, that being said, Burra, you are up. You are standing right here.
Alright, can you get me close to the big guy?
Yeah.
Kick his ass.
4, 5, 6. Sorry, I knocked over one of the guards here. I can get you right there.
Can I? No, I haven't used rage in a while. See, as a bonus action, rage for 1 minute, 10 rounds.
Alright. So, as being enraged by having to be suddenly awakened by this thing screaming into the forest.
Shit, I caught off guard. I'm sorry. Sorry, I'm just okay. Then I am going to attack it. Oh, wait, I can do attack even though I rage, right?
You still get your 2 attacks. It's just
raging
rage.
is a bonus action.
Yeah.
I just want to double check and make sure. Alright, attacking. Okay. See. That's a hit, I guess?
Yeah, that will hit.
Nice. I hope that would hit.
And that's a miss, obviously. Okay.
No. That hits. 15 will hit. It
Really?
barely hits, but it hits.
Alright.
Well done, buddy.
Thank you.
Good work.
11.
Yep.
Ooh, 11. Damn.
Alright, 22.
Kick his ass.
As you run up from right behind, trying to make sure to stand your ground against this creature, you put your footing onto some rocks before you knuckle yourself down as you begin to feel the swell of rage coming out of you before unleashing 2 wide sword attacks onto one of the large haunches of this creature. As you can see, the cuts come hard and deep into it. but you notice as almost like a spray of gas towards you. I need you to make a Constitution saving throw.
16.
Oh, good. Okay. So, as it does, you can feel rot begin to enter you. You almost feel exhausted for a second before that rage builds deep within, and you feel your heart pumping harder and harder, and it's just processing whatever this poison is just coming right out of you. You are immune to the morphine rot for the next 24 hours.
Oh, nice.
Yep.
And that will end my turn.
Alrighty.
Okay.
Next up is Low here, as you are standing right here.
Okay. Question. Could I sneak around close enough to the north where the side of... Yep.
6. Alright.
And I want to do a sneak attack for my first hit with my blades.
Well, considering that he is flanked, you do get advantage. You get advantage as his attention is on everyone else but you right now. And
Excellent.
also, he is flanked, so you get a +2 to your attack.
Even better. So... Hey, yo! That was a natural 20.
Oh my god.
Shit!
This shit is gonna hurt.
So,
Get him, bird boy.
So whatever that damage is, it is double than what it initially was. So that will be your
Oh.
first hit. So show me the damage for that, so that way we don't have to worry about the second hit.
Yep. Oh my god.
44?
44 in
Wait,
sneak
what?
damage.
It's
Because double natural 20.
Damn.
You've seen this before, actually. You've done
I
it many
know.
times.
I know it did before, and I'm still amazed by it.
Math!
Let's see, 46. Wait, did
That
you?
is almost. That's almost max damage.
No,
Yeah.
This is so it's sneak attack, correct?
That is sneak attack. So what is the damage
Yep.
for your weapon? I still need.
So sneak attack does 4d6, and I just clicked the button.
Yeah, but your actual weapon, I still need that damage. Roll the damage for
Oh.
the blades. Yeah.
Well, let's see here. 21 overall.
Okay.
Shit.
No, it's adding the sneak attack damage on top of that, so it would just be 8,
Oh, that's okay. Fair enough.
which would turn into 16. So
Okay.
I stab it right in the butt.
Yep.
1,000 years of death.
All right. As you run up behind this thing and you just one hard hit in the back haunch of this creature as it stabs deep within, you hear the unrelenting "Ah!"
Ooh. He low here's like, okay, hurting ears, ow, ow, ow.
Yep. You still have your bonus action. Anything you want to do?
With my bonus action, if I have 2-weapon fighting, can I try to hit it a second time with a normal dagger?
That yes, due to 2-weapon, as long as it's light. So just,
All right.
yeah.
I will try to hit it again. Let's see what happens. I don't think I hit. 11.
No, unfortunately, no. As this thing swishes off to the side, you manage to just cut through air, which unlocks its reaction.
Oh.
Oh no.
Seeing as how you're behind it, it will do a buck reaction.
Horse.
Oh no.
haunts.
That's going to be a 21 to hit Yulo here.
Oh, it's gonna hit all right.
Anyone else see feathers exploding everywhere?
Oh no.
All right, so you're going to take a firm 11 points of bludgeoning damage as it jumps to its front hooves and then bucks with its back as it just clocks you across the face, and just this heavy hoof mark deep on your cheek. And I also need you to roll a Constitution saving throw.
Ooh, you know what? That's fair. This ass whooping is warranted. 19?
All right.
Nice.
As it enters deep within your cheek and it almost reaches towards your brain, you're just like, no, and you're just pushing out this rotting poison trying to flow through you. You manage to push through, and you are immune from the mortishine rot for 24 hours.
Oh, thank Lord. He's gonna readjust his beak. Okay, first off, ow!
Daffy Duck pulls it around.
All right. So, with that, it is the end of Lohir's turn. Citra, you are up as you stand here.
Have a quick question about the rules on something real quick on a specific spell. If I go up high, which is the plan, and I cast Fireball, does it have to hit the ground, or could I cast it over his head and away from my friends?
It can be at any point within 120 feet, I believe.
Cool, she's gonna bonus action wings, so light erupts behind you guys. And she's gonna go up above and land this shit on his head and avoid hitting you guys.
Kaboom.
Hit him hard, hit him fast.
Burn him. Burn him.
So it's just a ball of light goes up as high as she can. So that would be a total of 40 feet.
My Lord.
And then she's gonna, from a ball of light, another ball of light, drop it on its head.
I'm gonna put you all the way up here. Slightly off screen, but you're all the way like up here.
Got it. And she's tired. She's worried about her friends. She's hurting. She's gonna drop a fireball.
So Citra's a shonen protagonist.
Yeah.
At this point, yes. Dex save is 14, and otherwise it's halved. 35 points of fire damage on top of his head.
Ooh, good Lord.
Okay.
Jesus.
I'm just
Close your eyes!
Yeah. Just to make sure.
Anyone
Alright.
else in the remaining area just sees one ball go up and then another ball of light explode.
Alrighty. So.
Goodness gracious. Great balls of fire.
Yep. She's got the hang of her spell.
Yep. Alrighty. So, that being done, as a giant ball of flame engulfs right over your head as all of you are just barely under this creature, as this creature is much taller than all of you, obviously. So, it needs to make a dexterity saving throw.
Correct.
Natural 20.
Gosh, damn it.
Ooh.
It's right there. I haven't touched it.
No, I believe you, no worries. So if that's the case, it would be 17 points of damage.
17 points of fire damage. Okay.
Still a hefty hit.
Oh, yeah.
And that's all I can do for now, except yell at her friends, keep hitting
Yeah.
it! She's just like, still coughing from the smoke that hit him.
Yeah. Alright, as the flames begin to clear, you see some of that exposed muscle and blood you can see has been cauterized and almost looks like bark over the torso of this creature as it looks out to you, Citra, and unleashes a blood-curdling scream. However, that being the end of your turn.
I would say for flavor, if Sov were in control, she would flip it off.
Sov's a bit quiet right now, actually.
No, I know, but if it were Sov, just for everyone else's mental view.
Yep, alright. Right now, Salazar is up, and the Knuckle of will be
next?
after.
Okay, just from a cursory glance, can I tell if this thing is an undead creature?
Make me a Arcana check. Or actually, yeah. Make me an Arcana check because you don't know what this thing is.
Natural
Jesus.
20
What is with
for a
these
total
rolls?
of 28.
Everyone gets
This creature, it has a lot of the theming of undead. However, it does not act in a form of undead, as in, like, it is not controlled, it was not brought here from something cruel or even some monstrous aberration of magic that had done this. This creature is born from nature and its own wrath. It's more related to Fae than it is related to the undead.
Like,
Okay.
is Fiend
I
one
think
of
they-
those?
What?
Is Fiend also under that umbrella?
Fortunately, no.
Okay.
Yeah.
Which was a good question.
This is a Fae creature.
Well, that gives me the information I need. Bonus action, I am going to order my zombies to surround this thing.
All right.
Just one zombie on each side. They do have a movement speed of 20 feet, I believe. If that would hinder things.
No. You got it.
Nope. I'll
Great.
just say this one moved over to that side and this one just moved up to that one, but save time for me. All right.
Salazar will just say, "Sod it," and he'll let the leather bindings on his arm fall to the floor, leaving his skinless arm for all to see. And it begins to crackle with sickly green arcane runes, seemingly from inside the arm itself. And I cast Vampiric Touch.
Ooh.
Okay.
All right, I believe I am flanking with Lo here for this as well.
I'm still behind the big boy.
Yep.
All right, and let's see how this goes.
That will just hit. Woo! That will just hit.
17. All right, my bones are almost alight with this energy as I wrap it around the horse head, and its flesh begins to turn black as it takes 9 necrotic damage.
Ooh.
And I am healed for half of that.
Gimme your health after midnight.
Alrighty. As the energy is pulled, you feel something coming from this creature. Hate, malice, curse, something else, but it is still energy coming to you. And as the wounds that it initially caused you now beginning to slowly heal.
Dreadfully sorry, but you did start this. And then all 4 of my zombies are going to attack it.
Okay.
Get it!
Oh,
get it!
me
Get
some.
it!
Kill him!
This is going to be longsword attacks. And they've got quite a few bonuses to these. Let's see. Oh, man. Alright, yep, okay, here we go. First longsword attack is going to be...
16?
That will hit.
a 26 to hit.
What?
That will definitely hit. Oh, because you add your stuff because you're a necromancer.
Wow.
Necromancer, baby.
Damn.
Yeah. So that's one hit.
Yep, longsword is gonna deal. It's a 1d8 slashing damage, I believe. So,
God, you're
here we
hitting better
go.
with these guys than I did.
That is going to be 5 plus their strength which is 1, which is 6, plus 3 because I'm a necromancer, which is going to be 9 points of slashing damage.
All right.
Second swing. Oh, that's
Nope.
going to be 12, 14. Nope, not enough probably.
Not enough.
Third swing is a natural 1.
There it is.
Never mind. I spoke too early.
Thanks, game. And number 4. There we go. That's a 17.
Alrighty, that will hit.
Alright. D8. For 8 damage.
Alrighty. For a total of 17. Yeah, this thing's beginning to
That'll
look...
be my turn.
Yeah, this thing's looking rough. This thing's looking rough.
It
Alright,
smacked a hornet's nest.
let's see. Alright.
Also, just in case they need to deal with any sort of the rot effect, zombies are immune to the poison condition and poison damage.
Yep. That is fair. I'm gonna grab this.
I almost thought you picked out a slingshot and you were just about to start throwing meteors at us or something.
Oh no, we are not doing a supernova.
Oh no.
Citra fucking dies.
I mean, she inhaled that shit.
She's having
Damn.
a nap.
At the risk, he's going to do his... He's going to still do his wilting breath at the risk of opportunity attacks. See if I can balance it on this rock. That's gonna be a no.
And down they
his
go.
His ultimate attack is just to fall over.
Yep.
I mean, if that thing
Damn,
fell on you,
mine
it's still
too.
gonna hurt.
Alright, so all the zombies Lohir. No, he's actually still within Lohir's range. Burra, all the zombies, and as well as Salazar, you have opportunity attacks.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so I'll let you all roll some opportunity. But
Strike him hard.
he still has his breath and he still has his attack.
Damn it.
21.
21 will definitely hit. Oh yeah, Warcaster. Fuck. Alright. So Burra misses. Salazar, you hit with Warcaster. Whoo! Sheesh! Alright. Okay.
And the
Do the
zombies?
The zombies. Oh yes.
Yeah.
Let's just. 14,
That will not hit.
21,
Oh,
22,
that will hit.
17.
17. Alright. 17 will hit. Pretty much the last three will definitely hit. The first one will not.
All right.
So, roll me all those damage, and then also heal your from your vampiric touch. In the meantime...
Oh, buddy.
Yeah.
Oh no.
2 plus 4.
And I'm going to
damage. 7 damage. And 9 damage.
Alright. He's still kicking. He's not bloody just yet, but he's getting there. Alright. And he is going to do his wilting breath.
Ugh.
As I need everyone, aside from Citra, to roll me some Constitution saving throws.
Oh boy. Alright.
Well, that's
Dice gods, don't fail me now.
Oh my gosh.
Burra,
Well,
Low here, you both fail.
And
This is poison, correct?
It is poison.
zombies are immune.
Zombies are immune. He's just trying to also get the
I am
cast as
not.
well.
I do have advantage, though, because of this poison.
Damn.
Soft 20 both ways.
All
Damn.
right. Damn, indeed. All right. Uh, 10. Lovely. I love counting dice rocks.
Dice rocks. Yummy dice rocks.
don't eat the dice rocks.
All right, to those who did not make your save, so Low here and Burra, you guys are taking 32 points of poison damage.
I'm dead.
Oh yeah, he
And-
is knocked well past unconsciousness.
Yep.
I'm gonna die. I'm gonna
Nope. The 2 healers are still up. It's not entirely over yet.
All right.
So Yarrow, it says
Uh-huh.
I must make a death saving throw.
On your
Or
turn.
it's-
On your
yeah.
turn. And as this thing lurches back and breathes this poisonous gas from earlier, and it hits you, Low here, and also hits you too, Burra, as both of you feeling the poison just become too much as your bodies hit the ground.
Oh god. Wait. No, the product. Damn it. No, that's
Yep. And as...
Shit.
Actually, Burra, you have the one thing that actually matters.
The rage?
Not just his rage, it's his half-orcan blood.
Oh!
Oh.
You
like,
are brought back with 1 hit point.
I mean,
Oh my god.
I nearly forget.
well, to be honest, right now it just knocks me down to like 2 HP, so it doesn't even matter right now.
Oh, okay.
Not yet.
Yeah,
Not
but you
yet.
still kicking. You still kicking.
And as Low here drops, you are breathing with heavy poison running through your veins. Salazar, you just managing to get at least half of that, as it does one of its attacks, as it reaches back for its lance and it hard overarm points towards you, Citra.
Oh boy.
Alright. That is going to be a 17 to hit.
It will hit.
And it just right through the air as it just right under the gut. And you will be taking you'll be taking 14 points of piercing damage, and I also need you to make a Constitution saving throw.
I'm at 5.
Oh.
He's
16?
16?
Yeah.
Alright, that just beats it. As you feel the poisonous rot beginning to run through your veins, as you begin to slow your breathing and calm yourself, still in mid-flight.
Wait, hold on a second. Oh, I don't have it. Never mind. I thought I had deflect missiles, but I guess I don't.
Oh,
Do I? Hold on.
I think it's...
I do!
Oh,
I can use my reaction to catch it.
and or lower the damage.
Yeah,
So-
so... do I-
As a reaction, you use deflect missiles, and then basically you roll the dice to see how much of the damage you can stop.
Okay, so 1d10 plus 5. Okay. So That's
out of the 12 hit point, out of the 12 points of damage, how much do you stop?
13.
13. So as this thing comes flying towards you, almost as if you can feel your body naturally react, you just, in the air, swoosh, catch. And I think if you manage to stop all the damage, you can return to sender, is that right?
Yep. That
All
I
right.
can. And she's gonna throw it back at him.
Okay.
And
Yote.
it's a range of 20 to 60 feet, so...
It is within that range.
Alright, gotta make sure I click the key point for it, though, because I tend to forget to click these things. Alright, sorry, I've never used this before, so please be
Wait
patient.
for it to finally pop up, right?
Right? That's what he's him. How do I throw this back? It's a monk weapon.
So I think it's the damage of the weapon itself.
Okay. And
So you have to roll an attack roll for it to be thrown back, and if it hits, then I roll the damage for the weapon itself.
Yeah, it says monk weapon, so do I just do what's my hit DC for my monk weapon already?
Yes.
Okay, so I'll roll the one for Elena's Traveler then for that. 17.
That will hit.
She's like, ow! Not today!
Yeah.
It throws it back.
Alrighty. That does 10 points of piercing damage as you catch it, spin it overhead, and throw it back as hard as you can. It then injects right into the center of the torso of this thing. As it's... It is still alive, but it is now bloody. Or, not bloodied, mortal.
Good.
Alright.
Right there, Bo.
Did Buddha see that? Is he proud?
Bora, as you watch this thing throw its spear, and not 2 seconds later, it coming back and being injected into its chest.
Yeah, I don't think you're right there, buddy.
Alright. And with that, that is the end of the Knuckleliv's turn.
Yeah.
Bruh,
I apologize
you
for how-
are up.
I apologize for how
Alright,
janky that
alright.
was. I forgot about it.
No worries. Alright, so I had 2 HP left, but I might as well go down fighting. Get close, attack the big guy again.
Alright. So get you right there.
Alright, let's see. Missed. Missed. Shit.
Alright. As you are still, like, woozy from the poison, as you're just, like, almost drunkenly walking up to this thing as you try and swing your swords twice over.
I'm taking an action charge.
Alright.
Get it!
Alright. First one's a miss. Second one.
Okay.
Second one will hit.
Hey.
There it is, buddy.
8. Damn it. So we can do more for what?
Bora, how shall you slay this thing?
Yes!
Zoro, I
Oh
wanna
my
do-
God.
I want to do the Zoro spinning attack. Like,
All
you
right.
know, One Piece, Zoro just starts spinning like a Beyblade.
Yeah.
Let it rip.
As
Let it rip.
you almost drunkenly dance and begin to find a rhythm with your footing. You're spinning as much as you can get, as much as that inertia to the end point of that blade, as you finally spin on top of the rocks as you hit and come over as hard as you can. The full force of the blade coming up and over with a single hand, cutting into the side of this giant equine horse head as it begins to saw and break through. You cut through what is almost like glassy like bone, and you hear a snap before the blade, and almost like seeing a head through the moonlight and blood being sprayed across. You see the creature and it hitting the ground as the giant spear slides off to the side.
Nice. Awesome.
And the creature falls over.
Epic.
Teacher's immediately gonna dive down and spare the dying on Low here, so he doesn't have to do a death saving roll.
Alright. I will consider this as of course a free action. However, you begin to still hear the slight howls and screams of the familiar creature.
Oh. Oh no.
I want to stomp his head.
It's not coming from the creature itself. You can hear it far echoed within the forest as you hear one more bellowing cry.
I swear to God, I'm gonna throw whatever scary I'm doing.
You're spared the dying, and so that brings you back to 0, and then you got 7 health points to your name, Lohir.
Thank you.
Bloody hell, there are more of them.
And then she'd very shakily reach up to Buddha and also tap him for healing.
How much?
Let's see. 9.
11, better than nothing at this point.
And then she look up at Salazar. Do you need help too?
I wouldn't be opposed.
Okay.
Just as he's wrapping his arm back up.
She'd get up and just place her hand on his opposite shoulder. 10 points of healing damage. We gotta move.
Excellent.
As all of you begin to now hear the heavy foot sounds once more coming out from behind these bushes. As you notice, whenever these things get close to almost life, it begins to slowly rot away.
You've got to be kidding me.
What?
Oh no.
So where is this village of yours, Lohir? Quickly.
It's not that far, but it's still a bit of a ways away. I'd say we probably got about, what? Hey, God, technically speaking, how far would we actually have time-wise?
Hey, God.
From the village?
If you guys were to rush it through the night and keep running through this horror, you would be able to make it before daybreak. But this thing is unrelenting. Whatever these creatures are, they are on the hunt.
Oh. He relays to them. Not gonna lie, we are close, but we won't get there till about daybreak, and that's if we keep running at the pace we're going. So, yeah, I don't really know what to tell you guys at the moment.
As
Has this thing seen us yet? Because I'd say we run and hide.
all right, so where do you move? Where are you going?
In the direction Lohir said we should go, honestly.
All right, I will consider.
Cetra's gonna take to the skies above them for protection, I guess, and if she's a ball of light, so if she's gonna distract, she's better up in the air, so.
Alright. Put you over. Yeah.
Could she see the village at all from her height?
From where you can see, it's almost impossible to make it out through all these large trees and treetops. He does have directions, it's just that you guys have to begin moving as quickly as you can.
Yeah. But she's basically just keep running, and if you feel like it's gonna get too close, hide.
Yep. All right.
Fair enough.
So, as combat once again begins to initiate, we're gonna go to the top of the round. As this new Knuckle of Leave enters, it has a new initiative. Burra, you're the first one up.
Okay, so I have 11 HP.
You do have some stuff for self-healing. Second Wind is probably one of them.
Yeah, I was thinking about. I'm honestly going to use Second Wind for this one. Alright, so 1d10 plus 6.
For the sake of the argument, I am just going to remove this so I can see. Alright. So, as all of you bolt forward here, Burra, you are here. As you notice, Burra, as you get closer off to the side, that there is this large flowing river as water is rushing and what looks like to be stones sticking out from the center of this river.
Go for it.
Oh, how near am I?
I mean, if you wanted to do a full dash action and make the jump onto over, you could.
Sietra would advise against fighting. She is almost tapped out of healing.
And this one probably already has its breath ready, so...
Oh.
Nah, I'm not being stupid. I'm dashing.
Alright. Alright, I need you to make me a dexterity check.
Oh boy.
So you don't fall into the river.
If you fall, I'll grab you.
Oh, thank God, it was close to
Yep.
one. Oh, okay.
Woo! Don't
As
tempt
you-
the gods!
As you jump as high and as far as you can, even with your armor, you manage to find yourself clear across as you begin to make your way past the river. Alright. That's going to be Burra's turn. It is now Lohir's turn. And Lohir, you
Lohir
are right here.
You're all under me.
Yeah.
Alright, so I'm going to have Lohir. In terms of areas where he can hide,
No,
I
just
want
run.
him to... Oh, just run?
Just
All right,
run.
Okay. I want Lohir to run, but... How far is this thing away from us at the moment?
It is a good 80 feet from you, and considering how quickly it can move, you would imagine if it did a full dash on its action, it would reach you guys very quickly.
Okay, yep. He's just gonna, in this best effort, do a full sprint at his max speed.
Alright. I need you to make me a dexterity check.
Oh boy, okay. Dexterity check. 8.
Low here, as you begin to run and start making a jump, you hear once again the large echoing screams coming out towards you. It just causes you to clench and fear up too quickly before you lose your footing and you find yourself in the river, being slowly pulled out this direction.
A little help! Sorry, help!
I got you!
All right. Low here, you are currently in water. Next up is now the Knuckleive.
Oh, buddy.
It finally comes up and reaches over here. Let's see. For right now, as it runs up, know what? It's just gonna throw it.
At me?
As it runs up and it looks down to you, Salazar, with the giant pitched spear as it throws it down towards your general direction.
Oh, for the love of...
All right, that is going to be a 19 to hit.
Yeah, that'll do it.
As you will be taking 9 points of piercing damage as it comes down and it just grazes the side of your leg before it hit into the ground and just and it just unleashing a bellowing scream towards you. And that is going to be its action. Citra, you are up.
She'd look down at Salazar, just keep running, just don't fight. But she would dash down to go and help Lohir and see if she can use her full, speed to, dive down and grab and just keep going to the other end of it. Her movement speed's 40.
Yeah. So even at full dash, I'll say you get right above the water as you just whoosh straight down as you are now slightly floating above Lohir as you're sticking your traveler down into the water for Lohir to grab. Lohir, I need you to make a strength check.
Ooh, strength check. This will
Yep.
not probably end what. 6.
As you stick it down in hopes that you could just manage to at least have some way, because you can't grab him once you do an action.
Yeah, no, I know.
This would have given some level of benefit. Unfortunately, he reaches out and just one giant watery wave comes flowing over him and he's just pushed underwater before...
At least now you can move the tower a little bit.
Yep. Alright. And with that is Citra's turn. Salazar, you are up.
Alrighty. So I'm last in line here. I'm going to run towards the rest of the group 30 feet.
Alright. 6, that will get you 30.
I'm going to have my zombies set up in a line behind me to sort of block his path physically.
Wall of zombies.
Like right in between the trees there is basically what I'm going for.
Yeah. Acting as
Zombo
phalanx.
wall.
Yeah.
And then, as my action, I'm going to pull out a gold-plated skull from my jacket that has elongated fangs coming out of the mouth.
Okay.
And I'm going to shout, Malis omnis ad me venite! And I cast Summon Undead.
What do you
I
summon?
I summon a ghostly spirit. Right in front of it. It's a 90 feet range.
A ghost, right?
Yes, a ghost.
Okay.
A spooky ghost.
Spooky ghost. Okay. Alright. That's why I always have my miniatures nearby. Alright, as this small circle of arcane aether-like energy begins to crack on the ground as almost risen from the dead, this spiritual-like creature comes out and stands before the giant Knuckliv.
Hold it off. My turn ends and the undead spirit's turn begins. It is going to make a deathly touch attack at the horseman at Bojack over there.
As you wish, master.
And plus my bonus being a necromancer, because this is an undead that I summoned, it gets that bonus. It's going to be plus 9 to hit.
All right.
Unless it's a 2, in which case it'll be an 11.
That will not hit, as almost like
Thanks,
this
game.
whir of energy hitting this thing is just pushed away by the giant head of the Equian-like creature as this thing begins to try and push forward to grab its spear.
Alright, it's just gonna stay there.
Alright. Top of the round. Burra, you're up.
I'm going to play it safe this turn.
Okay.
There's no indication that he sees me, so I'll just get my turn for now.
Alright. Next up, Low here. I need you to make me an acrobatics or an athletics check.
I'm gonna go with acrobatics.
Okay.
That was a natural 20.
Nice!
As you begin to kind of understand the flow of this river, you just push and then begin to just straight up full Michael Phelps and just just try and work your way through the water, keeping your head up above as you begin to move closer and closer to the rocks before reaching surface right here.
He just is like,
Truly an amazing moment. The fucking, like, the wingspan on Michael Phelps is much like this bird. Fucking wide.
Right?
Alright.
my mother would be proud.
Alright. With that, as you get up onto the rocks, you are considered safe. I will have to consider that your action, as you just had to work through a ton of flowing water.
Honestly, I am so okay with that.
Alright. It is now the Knucklehead's turn. As it comes up.
Wait.
That was Low here. It is now the Knucklehead's.
Okay.
You're
right.
after. Yep.
Right. Sorry, brain.
As it comes up and it grabs its spear from the ground, seeing its first initial threat, it is going to make all three of its attacks onto the ghost.
Alrighty.
Alright, so the first one's a natural 20.
Yeah, that'll hit.
Alright, so I'll let you know what that damage is going to be like. I'll consider that its spear. The next one is going to be that's going to be a 17 to hit.
That hits.
And then the last one is going to be a 13 to hit.
That misses.
Okay.
And this guy has this many hit points.
Alright, so from the hoof, as it comes down, it strikes it with 12 points of bludgeoning, which his attacks are considered magical as he is a fey creature, so...
Fair enough.
yeah.
It's not resistant to it, so there you go.
Okay. And as per the giant spear, that is going to do 26 points of damage for the full crit damage as it comes up and over and just boom, right onto the ghost.
Is any of it poison damage?
No, it is all just magical piercing and bludgeoning.
Gotcha. How much did you say it was?
26 points of piercing damage for the spear, and
Shit.
then 14 points for the hooves.
Yeah, it's dead.
Okay. As the
That was just enough to kill it.
Yeah, as the apparition disappears. Ah!
You brought me back for this. I don't get
You
paid
brought me
enough.
back from life to die.
Yes. Better you than me.
And in finishing that, he's gonna use the rest of his movement to get up close to all your zombie warriors. And that will be the end of its turn. Citra, you are up. Salazar, you're on deck.
Well, considering that Lohir made it and Salazar's up next, she's gonna go straight back up.
Okay.
And she's not gonna leave her friends behind, so she's gonna try this chill touch, because she's got 120 feet of it.
Okay.
Of course, there's the natty one.
Whoops.
Try your game cursed me.
It's okay. I'm sorry.
It's okay.
Alright.
That's all I can do. I can't attack twice. Well, I do have a bonus action. Technically. Because Chill Touch was a cantrip.
Yeah.
Alright, she's gonna cast Shield of Faith on her ass.
Okay. As you unleash a giant fist of magic as it barely just goes overhead, just overestimating the distance, and noticing that this thing has thrown its spear before, you're not going to let it happen again as you cast Shield of Faith.
So my AC is 16 for the time being.
Alright, good to know. Alright, and that will be the end of Cietra's turn. Salazar, you are up. And
Alright,
bruh, you are on deck.
Alright then.
I'm going to continue backing up over across these stones to try and rejoin my comrades.
Alright, I need you to make me a dexterity check.
Dexterity check. Nine.
Salazar, as you feeling as confident as you can with your phalanx standing behind you, your foot hits too much of a slippery rock before you whoop, hit your backside and find yourself now also in the water.
She can see you. She will come back down.
Yep.
Alright, well, while I'm in the water, I'm just going to let out a little glug, and I'm going to cast, Toll the Dead.
Oh?
What?
Yes, the Bojack needs to make a wisdom saving throw. Also, I forget, has it taken any damage yet?
It has taken damage.
Then
No.
the damage will be increased from this.
Hold on. I don't think it has taken damage because it didn't take it from the ghost, and you guys have been running away this entire time.
Darn.
Yeah.
Well, it'll still hurt quite a bit.
Either which way, you rolled a 4, so plus his wisdom is 6.
That won't be enough. He is going to take... Is the target missing any hit points? No, but now it is. 6 necrotic damage.
Okay.
And it's time to command the boys to...
Attack!
Take some more attacks at it.
Alright.
26.
That will hit.
Natural 1.
That will not hit.
13.
That will not hit.
Jesus.
Natural 1.
Jesus!
Unfortunately, that will not
Oh my
hit.
god!
I need to find some sage or something. I'm haunted.
Yeah!
This is some evil stuff going on tonight.
Fuck.
Woof, as you begin commanding your zombies as you're going as each one of them not really fully understanding the context of your command, they all begin to bat at this thing just with the flat side of their blades, and one managed to actually pierce under what is that giant clavicle area for the horse before pulling back.
That'll be 12 slashing damage on that one. That was max damage.
Okay.
And then they're going to slowly start moving back my way.
Alright.
One of them will probably take an opportunity attack for this, but that is okay. They are zombies. I don't give a shit.
They have lives.
They're dead!
They have lives.
Correction,
Their
they
lives
have
matter.
lives.
Their lives matter. How dare you?
We killed them
I'm gonna
already!
cancel on Twitter for that remark.
Alright. As they all begin to slowly make their way outwards.
Could have said something really wrong there, but I will refrain.
As you command them to pull back, it is going to try and make a opportunity attack on one of them, which is going to be the closest one to it. All right, and that is going to be an 18 to hit.
Yeah, that'll do it.
All right.
Where are my counters?
It's going to be 15 points of piercing damage.
Shit.
As it just manages to clock right under the helm of this once living Verdiant guard as it just goes ping, ping, and you can see out from under the helmet and just like the blood that has been now a dead beating gouged eye.
Ugh.
Yep.
Probably needs to go see a dentist, but he is still up.
I think an optometrist works. Yeah. The doctor getting
Certainly
named
needs to see a doctor, and hey.
All right, and that is going to be the end of Salazar's turn, I'm assuming.
Yep.
All right, bruh, you are up. Anything you want to do while you're on this side?
Can you point to where I am again? So that way.
Yeah, you are right here.
On the all the way to the right, under me.
Yeah.
I don't. Okay, I see it.
Yeah.
The thing is underneath. Do I really want to get out there and attack it?
No.
Do I have something to throw at it? No, I don't. Nah, I'm not being a coward. I dash towards it. Wait.
You're not. You would have to make another dexterity check in order to make that jump, at the risk of falling in.
Let it come to you if it's really going to be an attack.
Fine, I'll play the waiting game. I'll wait. I'll skip my turn.
You can still move away from the water.
I'll do that then. I'll just move a little bit.
All right.
A little bit.
I'll consider you.
And also, I'll move a little bit, and I'll get in the stands ready to jump on the thing if it comes near.
Okay. I will note that. All right.
We have the high ground, right?
For the most part, yeah, pretty much.
Well, Caesar does.
You'll see. All right. That being said, it is now Lohir's turn. As you're just like coming up from the rocks and
you get up, Salazar goes down.
He's like, oh God, come on.
as
He's going to.
As you hear from your knives, don't leave him behind. Try not to leave him behind like you did us.
Ooh, guilt.
Oh, fucking come on. He stands up, looks at Salazar, he's like, and jives back in to try to get him to shore.
All right, so I am going to have you both. Lohir, I'm going to have you do an acrobatics or athletics, and the same thing for you, Salazar. And I will...
great. I'm sure this will go swimmingly for me.
That is a pure 20, baby. Pure 20.
Yeah.
Dice gods love me.
Can you share that with the rest of the class?
Yeah, honestly, can I steal a little bit of that?
Yeah.
You guys can have
Well, you got an 18 plus 1.
And modified 19 for me.
All right, so as Lohir, giant wingspan right into the water as he dives in and comes up to Salazar before one hand comes up over from behind the chest, and you just hear start kicking, and you guys just kick as hard as you can, one slap of water over the other as you are pulled onto the rock. Up there.
You okay?
I'll take that fucking natural 20 and that natural 18 any day.
Yeah.
All right. And with that, that will be the end of Lohir's turn, as this Knuckleiv, it's again, as it begins to step closer, as it gets up to one of the soldiers, you see, as it makes eye contact with this river, you see it as it begins to slightly back away from the rushing water.
Oh?
By lore, you can tell that this thing has adversity to fresh moving water.
Ah.
Is that so?
Still being at the edge, it is going to swing wildly to one of your zombies, though. Salazar.
Alrighty.
Well, you rolled a 3, so that's not gonna definitely be enough.
Probably not gonna do it.
The water spooked him.
As the spear comes out wildly, the zombie raises its blade up and just right over the head. And by doing that, need to check and see.
No!
Oh, no.
I just saved him!
Gotta spare the dying in the chamber, let's go!
Hey, am I... Wait, I'm ready. I ready in action to jump on him. On it. So.
Well,
No.
you're way over to the side. He's doing his wilting breath. Yeah.
Got it.
So I need Lohir and I need Salazar to make Constitution saving throws.
Constitution saving throws.
Here we go. Oh, well.
With advantage, because I am a snake. That is a 17.
That's a 4 for Lohir.
Fuck.
Lohir, you fail. And
well.
Salazar, you just make it.
Don't worry, I'm a doctor.
You just see Lohir give you the peace sign as he gives you a very messed up smile.
It's going to be 35 points of poison damage.
Oh. Oh yeah, he asleep.
Where's my calculator?
So half
There it is.
that will, I believe, 17? 16?
17 halved again because I'm resistant.
Yep. So
Would be 8. I'm still hanging on.
as Lohir on the,
It's not looking good.
Lohir, how you looking? I'm assuming.
Oh, he's got the Family Guy death pose right now. He's unconscious.
All right.
Fuck.
All right. So Lohir, as both of you see the giant rush of rotting breath come across the stream. You are just under it enough, but Lohir, you take the full brunt of a breath before you back onto the ground, filled with poison.
Oh.
And with that, that is the end of its turn. And Citra, you are up.
Do they still have to make another deck save to jump on that next rock?
No, they're all already over, aside from the zombies, but...
Cool.
I'll have pretty much like 2 rolls for the entire troop to see if they make it.
Got it. She's gonna do everything she can to just pick up Lohir and move since Salazar's still standing. Well, alive.
I'll say you get right about to there.
And the only thing she can do, at least to avoid you doing death rolls, spare the dying once again.
All right.
Thank you.
And I'm assuming that will be everything for Citra?
Yeah, she still has her concentration going, so she's good.
Okay. So, that being said, it is now Salazar's turn as you're still prone on the rock after being pulled out.
Alright, I'm just gonna get back up to my feet, and I'm gonna use the remainder of my movement to get over these rocks as quickly as possible.
Okay. And I'm assuming for your bonus action, you want your soldiers to follow you?
It's time for the Schmuck Squad to follow me.
Okay.
Buck Squad.
Buddy, Grim, Tara, Corbin. All right.
Lovely.
So,
Come on, guys, follow me!
all right. So just make me 2 dexterity checks. I guess for
zombies.
them.
Let's. Ooh. Well, let's see.
I just need 2 to know how many are coming with you.
That's a 5
Nope.
and a natural 20
Hey.
So,
to the tune of 18.
as 3 of these guys manage to make the jump, the 4th one, as it begins to try and escape, will, 1, get an opportunity to attack onto it and see if it dies, just in case.
Yeah, it doesn't have very many hit points left,
So it's a natural 1, but it's still dead, because as it tries to shamble its way, still trying to hold its form, slips on the rock, hits the other rock, bashes its own head in, and then gets swept by the river.
Well, hang on. How many hit points did he lose from that? Because zombies have a thing.
Let's see. That's going to be 15 points of bludgeoning damage to its own skull.
15 points of bludgeoning damage. That does take it to 0. Let's see if it gets Undead Fortitude off.
I'm saying it's still going to be swept up by the river, though. That's the thing.
That's fine. He's still under me power, though.
Just out of spite, pulls itself out of the water like so long down the river.
Yeah, that is one dead body that is continuing to
Yep. As you see,
float down the... Oh, wait a minute. That is the DC, actually. Wait, no. It's 5 plus the damage taken. Yeah, he's dead.
as it's just, you see a crumbling mass of Verdian armor just being boom, boom, just hitting each rock on the way down and then being swept off by the river.
Ah, bloody hell.
Bye, Corbin!
Oh, no.
As this thing can no longer pursue you as due to its adversity to water, it begins to see that it can no longer continue its hunt as you guys have crossed the river. As you guys continue to still bolt your way across, it now turns its back and returns to the rest of its pack on the other side.
Pack?
And with that, yeah. Oh yeah, there was gonna be more. And with that, it's the end of combat.
Oh, nice.
Once it's calm, she's gonna use her last cure wounds on you, Lohir. You get 6.
I get 6.
Yeah, from 0 to 6. Because Spare the Dying brings you to 0, so you're stable, and then 6 health points.
Thank you.
As you all still continue to rush further and further into the forest and the Wriethrow swamps, you begin to hear that the...
I was gonna ask, am I just giving off enough glow for those who don't have dark vision?
After a bit of time does pass, the glow begins to die and the wings begin to fade as the power of your bloodline begins to lighten up.
She's exhausted.
And with that, as you all begin to escape further in, The screams and yells are getting farther and farther away as the hunt seemingly cannot enter this area for its immediates.
I have never used all of my spell slots before, but I have today.
I apologize in the form of Lohir, because...
Oh no, don't apologize. It's what she's supposed to do.
Ooh.
She's doing
I
her
guess I
best.
God a little too much.
So many times, like, you again?
Oh my god, I'm sorry, but just... I don't mean to be meta, but I do imagine Lohir blinks and he just sees Yarrow and he's like, oh! Before going right back after Spare the Dying occurs.
As you all proceed further in, you begin to finally feel the breath becoming heavy as you continue running further and further. After a while, you no longer are feeling the enmity that is the Knuckleheads. As they slowly, the screams begin to die. After finding what looks like to be a small area to kind of catch your breath, you stand here, wounded and slightly beaten.
Citra's just gonna lay down on the ground.
You right there, Citra?
I'm tired. I haven't slept yet. But you're alive.
Why?
I don't think lying on the ground like that is a good sleeping spot.
Bite me. She's tired.
Braun drops his mouth. What happened? What happened?
Sob on the inside. Yes!
You guys don't know that they've had a talk.
As there's a bit of quiet. Burra and the sorry.
Leonard!
I'm sorry. And Salazar.
You only proving my point.
Burra and Salazar.
You only proving my point, Citra. You only
It's
proving
not!
my point.
That's not Citra doing, that's me!
I tried to not make the mistake. I'm so sorry. As the forest grows quiet with the wind blowing through, you do hear a faint rustle from one of the treetops.
What is that?
I don't know.
And in an instant, an arrow whizzes by, just barely missing one of your heads, and another one landing just shortly next to your head, Citra.
What? Alright, bro. Can I roll like let's see.
I could have rolled the if I could, that last key point for the deflection, at least just to toss it away. But if it missed, it missed.
They seemingly were purposefully missed, as from out from the shadows of one of the trees, you see what looks like to be this, I would say, naturally dressed looking individual with a tight leather armament, these short wooden shields, as well as these very long and ornate wooden bows with what seems to be crackling energy well within them. As one begins to enter towards all of you, you begin to see 2 more, 3 more, 4, 7, 10, and as you guys look up to the treetops, you notice that you are completely surrounded by what looks like these tall Firbolg men and women. As one approaches your group. Trespassers! Leave at once! Before you
Look.
find yourself in greater danger than you were not moments ago.
Look, dude.
Citra would grab Bruno's ankle. Don't. I think this is the Farcloud clan. Don't piss him off.
I'm not. Fine. Look, dude. We're badly beaten. We just want to heal and head out. Can you at least give us that?
Citra's gonna at least roll over and just sit on her knees. And she's just gonna just look at I guess their leader, if there's a leader currently.
There is one that is currently speaking to all of you collectively.
She just hold on.
Go ahead.
We're out here looking for our companion, Leodon Farcloud. But we were told to at least find the cloud top area before we can continue.
Citra, you need to rest up. You're badly beaten.
And so the rest of you, but I'm still up.
Wait,
I need you, Citra, to make a persuasion check with advantage.
Okay. Dirty 20. And 18, so I'll take the dirty 20.
Okay. As this one coming further out of the shadows, almost looking at you interestingly, how do you know the name of our old chieftain?
Because our companion, who is also a fearbug like yourself, is, as far as I remember, a very long-lost son of his, Leodon, and he was taken by that archfey, Agatha. It all kind of came out through all that. We mean you no harm, no threat, but we're pretty much aware of what she's trying to do. And as far as I'm aware, she has brought him to your ritual grounds, and she's trying to make herself whole again and torture you and one of your long-lost comrades.
It's a lot of strong words for information that we don't know much about.
Well, I have no reason to lie to you.
I can tell. I am Sarah Farcloud. As she grabs you and pulls you up to your feet. I think our chieftain would like a word with all of you.
I'd be happy to oblige. And I'm sure my friends here would do so as well.
The alternative is not preferable.
No.
I want out of these woods.
We'll be there by dawn.
Okay.
As she moves her hand around, you can see as all these fearbulks begin to enter and exit out and spread deep into the forest once more.
And she'd
Follow me.
probably slip in a nice to meet you in there. She's just exhausted.
She does not have immediate care for
That's fine. It's still
these
Citra.
introductions, yeah.
Citra's still gonna be Citra.
Follow me. As all of you begin to slowly make your way out. Once again, further into the Wriethrow swamps. As all of you travel, the scene will shift. Deep within the Wriethrow, in what seems to be a stone temple, my bad.
Ah! Boss music!
Sorry.
Ayo,
Not what I wanted.
We just kind of.
She just roll over. I'm dead. Just take me.
My bad. No, it's fine. Leodon,
Leodon?
as you find yourself awakening, what seemingly is this deep and heavily rooted temple in this giant circular room, and in the center what is this massive blackened cauldron with what looks like to be this primeval seal that is holding it closed. As your body is currently being held, your arms, your legs, your lower body, all the way up to your torso is sealed in crystal. And you can feel this slight, almost stinging pain. And as you look down towards the bottom of the crystal, a small flow of blood coming out from the bottom and reaching towards the cauldron. And stepping out is Agatha. She looks towards you. Ah. Finally awake, are we? I truly enjoy the notion that you get to witness my work at hand. But don't fret, you're not alone. She points out towards the rest of the other 4 corners of the room. You see what looks like to be 4 other Fearbolgs who look like they're halfway to death and drained. For the first time, you get to say hello to your family. And it will be the last.
My family.
Yes. All 4 cardinal clansmen, blessed by the great 4 winds of Imperia. You think you were the only one with such magic like yours? She kind of caresses on the back of her hand.
I never knew what to think.
No.
I suppose, in a way, I am grateful.
Are you? She reels back the hand and smacks you across the face. Your gratitude is what got you here in the first place. It's what got me here in the first place. She moves closer out towards the cauldron. For the longest time, I hunted you. 165 years. And to watch it all come down ironically, and now my cruelty fulfilled once more. However, I think I'll take this a step further. You want to know why this is all cruel irony?
Well, I wouldn't mind being included.
As she floats over by to you. When I gave that man the right and magic to summon Orcus, bringing down the first blood rain, it was in the name of the Fog Cloud. I wasn't known as Igloo at that time. No, I was given a different name. I was Tasha. Tasha Farcloud. I fled the Feywild with your clan. Even the chieftain, the name you received by birthright, as per tradition, was also Leodor.
And the man you work for, my beloved, was the one that sealed me away.
Alois?
Who do you think gave him that name? And now, for the first time, I again will make each and every one of you pay for your cruelty, paid in blood, as per the second curse I laid upon this land. You will die here. Alois will suffer at my hand for his betrayal, and the far clouds raised in their assistance.
And when we are eradicated and your thirst for vengeance is sated, what's next for you?
My work will continue. I'll head back to the Feywild. I'll kill my mother at last, and I can be free of this terrifying, malignant name. It's what you all deserve. As she begins to raise her hand, you feel the crystal beginning to rise up overhead as it closes back. Now sleep. The next you wake, I promise, more blood will be spilled.
You're right about that.
As the ice and the crystalline design begins to wrap past your face, you can see the face is curious but twisted. No matter. There's still much work to be done. As she heads deep once within the temple. And with that, we're going to go ahead and take a quick 10-minute break.
Oh, Lord.
Woo.
That was
Also-
some lore dump.
That's intense.
Yep. All right. So, that being said, so many questions, so many answers. But for right now, we're going to take a quick 10-minute break. We will be right back. So, yeah. See y'all then. And we are back. Hello.
Hi.
Hi.
Teacher just wants a nap.
Oh, I bet. So. Emotionally drained, are we?
Emotional damage.
Emotional damage. So with that being said, let us jump into the rest of the episode. As all of you pushing through the Wriethrow swamps the rest of the night, Citra, considering you have not been able to sleep, you're taking a point of exhaustion.
Yep.
As you begin to see the day break just to the north, being led by Sara Farcloud. We've arrived. Countrymen, try and not make trouble while you're here. You understand me?
Understood. She's just got, like, deep rings under her eyes. She's shaking, just standing.
Welcome to the cloud top. As she pulls back some of the vines. In the early morning, as all of you push through, you see what is these large tree houses and several wooden platforms as they float just barely above the swamp water.
Huh.
And you see what looks like to be hundreds, if not nearly 1,000 Farcloud members. A great deal of them, without a doubt, are Fearbulk individuals.
Teacher's just in awe, actually.
And you notice from occasion to occasion what looks like to be either an elven individual, some fey creatures, as deep from one of the large treetops coming down on the back of looks like to be this massive hawk-like creature. Riding off the back is another Farcloud as they come flying out and down, flowing through the entirety of Cloudtop City. This place is, while somewhat dim by the design of the trees, with the breaking sun as it comes through, very bright in its own way. Along many of these wooden platforms, you see what looks like to be low-lit, stone-like sconces that act as light for the lower end.
This place is amazing.
I swear I'm dreaming right now.
Is this heaven? Did we all actually die and just go straight to heaven?
Maybe.
Nah, I seen better.
I'm still in.
I seen better.
I'm still in.
Go ahead. No, go ahead. You can say it first.
I'm still in pain, so I think we're still on Earth.
Point taken.
I've seen better during my after smoking my weed.
I'd heal you if I could, Salazar, I swear.
That's alright. I'll just suffer for a while.
I promise not to let you suffer for too long, but in the meantime...
A dog.
A dog indeed. We'll make our way to the height of the cloud top.
Understood.
Ominous, but very well.
They need to know what they need to know from us. We are pretty much trespassing.
As all of you closely following behind Sara, the air here is light, and breathing here is significantly easier than the
thick humidity that is on the outside beyond these what look like to be massive, overgrown, brambled walls held by these old willow trees that act as this massive fortress for the entirety of the cloud top. As you guys press through this town, you do happen to catch the eye of many a Farcloud. Each one kind of different in their own way, but still having what looks like to be that same shade and almost similar color to Leodon. The grayish skin and fur, along with that light purplish hair. After reaching with what looks like to be this massive, almost near endless top that reaches straight to the sky, this tree, you find yourselves inside with what looks like to be the several works of both nature magic and machinery that brings you into this elevator-like device which raises you from the ground as you all slowly find yourself growing higher and higher. Seemingly are multiple floors within this hollowed-out massive tree. You see, at first now, small windows as they begin to widen out, getting further and further to the top. As you reach to the top, finally, and the small waist-high doors slide open, you are within the straight and what looks like to be flat-top built structure on top of this tree. As in the center with what looks like to be this very, very old Firbolg. Probably in the last lengths of his life as he stares out further and further into the Wriethrow swamps. As all of you begin to approach, you hear the footfalls. Or he hears the footfalls before turning back to all of you.
Countryman. Why is it you come? Why do you invade our territory?
We're not here to invade. We're here looking for our friend, Leodon Farcloud. I have a lot to explain to you if you will hear my words. I apologize. I am very exhausted. And she's just like leaning on her staff at this point.
Very well. Speak your peace, countryman.
Yeah. Citru would
And
just
you may make your leave.
Oh boy. So where to begin? Right? Our friend, our comrade, Leodon, is one of your clan, and up until recent, we've only just found out more about his ties to this clan, and essentially he was taken when he was a child for safety because of the Fey Witch that we're dealing with, the Arch Witch, or whatever you want to call her, Agatha. She said something along the lines of needing him and 3 other of the Cardinal Farclouds to essentially enact her revenge or put herself together. She attacked us on the train and took him. And since then, we're trying to reach him at your ritual grounds where she took him. And we have until the next blood moon to get to him. We have other companions that we got separated from in a mad dash to get to him. We ran into is it Knuckleiv?
The Knuckleives.
Yeah, the Knuckleives. Like, we ran into the Knuckleives and barely made it past. And when we crossed the river, this is when we ran into your, I'm unassuming guards in this case. We don't mean any disrespect or trespass, but we were told to find the cloud top to reunite with the other half of our group to continue on to find Leodon. She means you, Agatha. She means to kill you all and torture the far clouds. I have no reason to lie to you. I understand you don't want us here. If I can ask anything, it's just to rest before we get out of here and head on. And she just kind of bows her head while she's just on her knees. That's all she has.
As the haunched over form, who has not been looking at you this entire time, finally turns fully around, you can see what looks like to be a druidic elder. A great deal of his arm is gone and replaced with what looks like to be wood and stone, holding with what looks like to be this long staff and this heavily scarred eye that has been patched by leather and seemingly this strange sadness.
Child, we have been lied before by countrymen. And I know that you, with your honesty, probably come to warn us. We are no longer a fighting people.
I'm not asking you to fight. I'm just to rest and then continue on. We're just waiting for our friends to find us, and we're just gonna make our way to see if we can at least stop her and get them out. We just want our friend back.
Speak of these allies.
Finally moves to rise. You can see on the other half, the other leg, also replaced by stone and wood.
Wow.
As you can see now, he hobbles with that staff is now a cane as he just moves slowly towards the rest of the group.
She's just gonna stay on the ground. She's too tired. At this point, she doesn't care if she's breaking contract here. We're here. These are my comrades. But, Salazar and our new friend Lo here, who unfortunately we ran into and he got caught up in this. Our comrades who are trying to find us. It's our friend Dante, who's a changeling, and his friend Virgil, our friend Dagex, and Azamar, and basically our boss, if you can say, Alois Azure.
See, immediately the body becomes more upright after hearing the name.
You bring the king under the mountain.
As he leans down towards you.
Child, if what you say is true, I would hear it from the king himself.
She'd nod. They're looking for us and told us to come here. I trust his word, he will be here.
As he stands up and he looks towards Tasada.
These people are going to be considered our honored guest until Alois arrives, after which we will further this discussion.
Looking towards the rest of the group.
Under any circumstance you decide to hurt my people, I will have you thrown to those cursed beasts. Do you understand me? All of you.
Understood.
Understood.
Crystal clear, none of your people will be harmed.
Citra would kind of look over her shoulder at Buddha. Can you help me up, please?
Yeah, sure.
She's just it's the dead weight feel at this point.
Sada, bring our guests to our druids and healers.
As he returns back to his place, and he sits down once more, you can see as the body slouches back over. This Fieldbroke woman, as she approaches all of you and helps you up, Citra. Alright, come on.
Thank you. She just kind of like give like a slightly perspective, like head bow to their leader in this case and follow along. Well, be dragged along.
Alright.
The King Under the Mountain. That's a new one.
Yeah, it is.
As all of you find yourself once again within the device that brought you up here, you are lowered a couple of floors below before being led to what seemingly is this very hospice-like room where there are multiple beds and what looks like to be these young druids, male and female alike. The two, which oddly have a very striking resemblance to your friend, whilst comparative to some of the other Far Clouds, these two very close. As you're laid down, you can see this, both the woman and the man begin to look you over, Citra. Seems like we have an arrived guest. Please, relax. Get some rest.
Thank you.
And
Would Citra notice the similarities?
You would, given the closeness to your friendship with Theodon. And the other, a very stern-looking, Purebold man, as he begins to heal you, Salazar, and each of them taking their turn throughout the day, healing your wounds and slowly letting you rest. As they both begin to finish up their bandage work and their mystical healing abilities. They both leave the room and you guys are left to your devices while you are here.
Salazar looks around the room. Are we alone?
You're with your allies, but the room itself is relatively large. In ever the case, there's multiple people that need to be healed at the same time, and there is, with what looks like to be these large circular and some ovate windows with the cross, wooden cross that kind of holds the panes together, and several different clean rags, as well as various other objects. Your zombies, acting almost like guards, have maintained their illusion, as they haven't given off a semblance of, volatility.
Yes. As it gets closer to the 24-hour mark, Salazar would make sure to recast Animate Dead to reassert his control over his zombies.
Okay.
Citra's just like leaning against whatever, or I guess if we're laying down on something, she's just got her head back like, I really hope he doesn't make a liar out of me. And she means Alois.
Well, knowing Alois, he is good to his word.
Yeah.
And if he gave it that he's going to be here, then, well, he'll be here.
Yeah. I can't promise I'll be awake much longer. I'm sorry, guys. She says, not me, the character.
Yeah.
I'm fine.
As the
the heaviness of the eyes begin to kind of take over, you finally close them to now begin your sleep cycle.
Yeah, she just takes her big old sash off and just makeshift blanket.
Yeah, these are well-bedded pieces. In fact, for what seemingly are strange and swamp-like people, these seem to be very soft and cotton-like, like filled to the brim, cotton-like beds.
Yeah, it's nothing against it. It's just it's her mom, so it's like the safety blanket. So. And she's out. If anyone else has anything to say to her before she knocks out.
Before she knocks out, Lo here will just say, thank you for saving my life a multitude of times.
She just give a very
Please rest
tired
easy.
smile. No need to thank me. You're a friend. We look out for our friends.
Alright, well, he's gonna let her just nod on to Dreamland, because Lord Jesus, does she need it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So, what is her situation exactly?
Oh, you're asking Buddha then.
Yeah.
Repeat the correct thing again.
So, what's her situation exactly? She looks like a tiefling, but the powers that she puts on display are quite angelic.
Do you got some weed?
You trying to talk it up with the doctor?
No. There's a reason. There's a reason.
Here's your weed
I don't have a
card.
prescription.
There's a reason. There's a reason.
I mean,
Because. Okay. All right.
it's been a while since you pulled out your own stash, so
Yeah.
I do not.
Fuck! It will make telling the story a lot easier.
Oh god, I wonder how accurate this is gonna be.
me too. I'm looking forward to this.
Montage it.
First of all, you also don't know what she's been told by Eloise.
Montage it.
No,
Montage it. Montage it.
I
You tell me
want
what
to
you think.
I want to hear Burrow's side of the story. I really do. As DM, I am asking you. Tell me.
Okay. I don't really know suspicion myself. Something about that she has she has another person inside her helping her out. You have to talk to her herself for more specifics.
You do know
can't
some
really-
things.
Evidently.
I don't really know the whole specifics, dude. It would be a lot easier if I had some weed. If you had some bro.
I assure you I do not.
To be fair, Daito, you know at least some basics of what's going on because she's told you.
Yeah.
Just minus the bit that Aloise told her, really.
Mm-hmm.
Like, for example, you now know her parentage in a bit, and her grandparentage too. Technically, you do.
Yep.
So, there are two souls occupying the same body. Am I getting this right?
Yep.
It's just trauma.
Interesting. Huh. Would you call something like that?
It's just gonna be like, what the hell did he tell you?
You're asleep.
I know.
Yep.
Sob just sits up. No.
Like I said, dude, you have to talk to her for more info. Like, personally, like I don't know the specifics of it. I used to think that her and Leo had a thing, but I don't know. They got angry at me every time I brought it up.
She is trying awfully hard to get him back.
Oh my god, I'm gonna kill you, bro!
Connor, you son of a bitch.
Wait, bro, takes off his glasses. He's like, you believe it too?
Oh my god!
I've known you all for about how long
12
has it been?
hours?
About 3 days. About 3 days.
About 3 days. I've never met the man, so I can't make any assumptions. Assuming that this Leodon character means a great deal to Citra.
What?
I don't want to make.
I'm saying, but every time I bring it up, she's like, no, he's a good friend. He's a good friend. Bullshit.
Are you sure Citra doesn't just wake up and clock him over the head?
It could very well be platonic. I have no idea. Like I said, I barely know all of you.
Nah, dog. If she's going after him like that, there has to be something involved. You know what I'm saying?
No.
You know what?
I don't believe I do,
you know,
actually.
dog, you're not that bad.
How loud is he being?
I mean, he's obviously raising his voice.
Does that wake her up?
Yeah, I'd imagine.
She'd just sit up and look at him with the most angriest face. But,
Yeah, Citra.
come here.
You're on your own on this one.
I sense it's like
I sense danger.
That barbarian danger sense is going off.
I sense I've made a mistake of some kind.
He's like, I sense danger, but I can't run away from it because I'm a man.
Is that true? You're a man. Then come here.
He just walks towards her, like doing like he's walking towards the light, accepting his
Just.
It's just the One Punch Man. Duh.
She's just gonna grab him by the front of his shirt and be like, "He is just my friend," and cast sleep on you.
Bora, how many hit points do you have?
11,
Actually,
17.
11? 17.
17.
So, go ahead and roll me sleep. Sleep dice.
Sleep dice?
Yeah.
Where are they located?
18.
18.
Damn.
After she grabs you, and you just hear, "He's just a friend." And then suddenly your body goes limp and tired as you onto the floor. And Citra, you just fall back asleep. These two completely knocked out cold.
I like shrug my shoulders and I motion for my zombies to pick Bra up and put him back in his bed. Some people have terrible bedside manner.
Citra or Buddha?
I don't care if you're evil, Agatha. As long as you're still in that form, you're still hard.
Please don't jump me, I'm in love with the tyrant.
Jeez.
I don't care if she's bitchy and violent.
Stop!
She may be evil, but she's also hot.
Oh, Lord.
Alright. As rest befalls both Bura and Citra, and yourself, Salazar, as you maintain control over your zombies, and Lo here as you are beginning to get the feeling that this is a good time to rest, as all of you sleep well throughout the daylight, well into the afternoon, as all of you feeling reinvigorated and healed. The afternoon comes to claim your awakened status, as you may now begin to roam and move freely as you wish.
Let's see.
So is this a long rest?
Yep, it is a long rest.
Oh, that feels great.
Everyone's getting.
Everyone's getting a long rest.
You got a long rest whether you liked it or not at that point.
I know.
Yeah, baby, back to full health. That's what we've been waiting for.
Yeah, baby! That's what we've been waiting for!
Siju's just up, just stretching now like nothing ever happened. Her back to her happy-ish
Nothing.
self.
Nothing ever happened.
Nope, she won't hurt you, but she has spells to knock you on your ass in a different way.
Oh my lord.
God.
Citra.
Mhm.
You hear the voice of Sav peek through. You know, he is still asleep. Just a bit.
I think he might need another lesson.
What do you mean?
Well, as kind of almost staring at the side of the table, you see what looks like a greenish paste that was used to heal you.
You can draw blood on his face.
Citra just actually kind of giggles at it.
Jesus Christ.
He's been at this a lot. I agree.
You being the first to rise, you kind of step quietly over as a monk would. Pull out the paste. Just draw a little butt. A little butt on his forehead. That'll teach him.
Yep. Mental high five to Sav.
Just like invisible high five. As Burra, Salazar, and Lohir, as you all wake and you find yourself slowly making motions, you are once again met with the two druids as they enter the room. We brought you some food, in the case that you are hungry.
Thank you. I wasn't even thinking about food.
Oh my goodness, thank you. It's been so long since we had food. And as they place the
Excellent.
food there, he's gonna start eating it, but he's pecking it.
Bird.
Yeah. It's what looks like to be a couple of loaves of bread, some various vegetables that seemingly smell like they have been steamed and washed, some fruits, but no meats.
Teacher's fine with that.
No meat? Do they? So they don't eat meat, I'm guessing.
Are they the same ones that helped us earlier?
Yes.
If one of them gets close enough, she would she would ask for their attention just quietly.
As the large Fearbog man, as he steps over.
Yes.
If it's overstepping, I understand, but indulge me. You look like our friend Leodon. And I don't want to make an assumption because, not all tieflings are related. I'm assuming the same goes for Fearbolts.
As both of them look at each other, they look back at you curiously.
Our son was lost long ago.
He's not. He's our friend. We're actually tracking him down now.
As a woman looks towards you, so he's alive.
Yeah, he's been with us this entire time.
Thank Imperia.
as she leans into him, as slowly kind of grasping and holding her to his chest. I am Kaiden. This is my wife, Rosen.
Citra would stand and give a bit of a respectful bow. I'm Citra, and these are my friends Salazar, Bura, and Lohir.
Meet you.
Thank you for your hospitality, but we're here because we only just lost him the other day. Unfortunately to a Fey witch named Agatha, so we're basically rushing against time to get him away. Our friend and technically our employer, Alois, is on his way here to meet up with us to continue.
We know of Alois. We're the ones that had entrusted him to take our son. However, the night that he was supposed to leave, we were attacked.
That explains the nightmare.
She turns around and she looks towards all of you. If what you say is true, then perhaps we can give at least some decent insight on what we might know.
Okay. Unfortunately, with the run-in with Agatha, we were inside a nightmare that was both hers and his, but more hers, I'm assuming, because he was still young. And she was showing us what looked like your ritual grounds. And she needed to collect all 4 cardinal clansmen. And unfortunately, your son was the last one, and that was just the other day, and that's why we're, for lack of better words, booking it through this swamp to get to him. We have until the next blood moon. And Alois sent us here.
Some 50 years ago, when Leodon was born, his name given by right, as per our own clan's traditions, we had noticed he had specialized abilities. A gift from Imperia. He was deigned to be one of the Cardinal Clansmen, one of our great protectors. In hopes that we could have done anything, Alois had shown himself and asked, in ever the case that there was a great deal of danger to come to the clan, that he would be able to whisk him away and hide him for as long as he possibly can, just in ever the case that one of her curses would come to roam these lands again.
Would the Nephilim be one of those?
Aye.
Yeah, they're nasty. I know it's not all good news, but it's still hope.
Perhaps a bit more of the story.
Okay.
As she begins to pull up a chair, and as well as the husband.
A long time ago, the Farcloud clan, as well as the great king under the mountain, helped us seal away Igwaf, the Witch Queen. In their efforts, though, she had placed a curse in her last breaths of existence, 4 inexact.
As she looks towards him, her first curse was that of herself. That, well, the clan could have her soul, her body and mind would continue to hunt and rend the clan.
The second is that with her breath she would give birth to creatures to haunt the Wriethrow as long as her soul beats. And she also cursed the cardinal winds for their assistance in sealing her. Only their blood can unseal the cauldron deep within the ritual grounds. And the fourth was to curse the one who gave them the power to do so. And ever since then, time and time again, our clan has faced a great deal of suffering. We had to learn to defend ourselves. And even in that time, we faced several assaults from countrymen and the like. So, after our last homage was burnt, the great king under the mountain had come here and placed mighty trees and told us to build bramble and walls and place seals upon them.
He did this?
Hey.
Wow.
As he points out towards what looks like to be 6 large trees that surround the entirety of the village, as he points out the windows. On those trees are great wards which prevent anyone other than far clouds from finding their way in. You can get close, but you will often find either our own guard or, well, being lost to the fogs.
Yeah, I'm rather grateful we ran into your guards.
Anyways, as the wife perks up towards all of you, we do know where the ritual grounds are, but it's a well-kept secret, as the exact way to get through there is quite treacherous, and unless you know how to get there through magic or with the help of a far cloud, you'll find making your way onto the ritual grounds to be quite a bit of a task.
Nothing ever is easy, I understand. But if we're to save your son, we're gonna have to go there. That's where she has him. And the rest of your cardinal clansmen.
The only one who can open the initial gates are currently the chieftain. And then you're going to need a guide. So,
I'm not sure if Alois plans to continue with us, but would he know?
considering he was one of the very few that built it, I'd imagine he know.
And I think we have our guide at least. Because we're not about to ask any of you to fight with us. This has essentially become our fight, so...
It's our own people's fight too. We have stayed the countrymen and many other threats, but I think the people have grown tired of the endless war.
I won't ask it of you or anybody, but if that winds up being your own decisions, then far be it for me to say no.
We will see.
Yeah.
We'll see.
But,
In the meantime, we both thank you. We're glad to know our son is alive. At least for now.
Yeah. He's really a good friend. He's kept us alive quite a few times. Bruh, I swear I will throw my shoe at you.
Gonna catch them chanclas.
I think that was one of my. I think that was one of my guards, actually.
Sounded close.
And the shoe's thrown at him.
Shh. I didn't do anything.
You're thinking it.
That's what matters.
That's what counts, I guess.
Anyway, yeah. I suppose we'll have to still wait until your friends and the king arrives.
Yep, that is the plan. Again, thank you for everything. I honestly don't know how else I was gonna make it from last night.
You were practically knocking on death's door anyways, so I'm glad we were able to heal you when we did.
Yeah, that seems to be a part of our job at this point.
I suppose we'll still have to wait. But until then, thank you.
Of course. If there's anything else you wish to know, just ask.
We will.
As the two go off.
Citra goes and grabs her shoe and puts it back on.
I do hope Alois doesn't take his sweet time.
Agreed. How's your arm doing? Your arm.
Oh. Right. I forgot about that. It is fine.
Okay.
Believe it or not.
Hey, Salazar, I got a question.
Yes, I might have an answer.
Have you ever played, like, poker or dice with your skeletons?
It wouldn't be much of a game.
Citra's gonna step out for a minute to do what she would normally do in the morning, which is her normal stretches. Which is almost contortionist-like.
Mm-hmm.
As you do, taking a step out, you find what is that large, hollowed tree and this massive balcony to keep people from immediately falling off.
Huh.
And beginning your stretches and getting a feeling back into your body.
Just sounds like an accordion at one point. Right?
Hello here. What are you doing?
Lo here is, well, for one, he was just listening in at the time, but now that everyone seems to be a bit more awake and off and doing their own thing, he's going to walk over to Bruh to ask him something. So, makes his way over and he's just like, pardon me, Bruh, is that a butt on your forehead?
What? Wait,
nothing.
Wait, what? What do you mean? Wait, what? He's like, what are you saying, Birdman?
I just, have you looked in a mirror? Because you look fantastic.
Wait for somebody.
I'm not sure if I should take that as a compliment or I should really check the freaking mirror. Alright, check in the mirror.
As you look for the most reflective piece in this room, which you do, it looks like that there is just a butt drawn on your forehead with paste that has now dried and somewhat cracked a bit.
When the hell did that happen? Oh my! I must have been smoking some really heavy stuff.
And with that, Citra gets away with it.
Simple price. Simple pranks, people.
No one would suspect the Spanish Inquisition.
No one was.
My
Nobody ever
God.
expects the nice one.
Nope.
Well, as that occurs, he looks over to Bro and he says, question. You mentioned you had grass on you?
I mean, I ran out, and I'm going to have to get some more.
I would like to accompany you on this grass finding adventure.
Really?
If there's any place in the world that has medicinal herbs, I'm sure a druidic sanctuary like this one would have precisely what you're looking for.
There is a reason for this.
Of course. More the merrier. I'm glad that you join me in experiencing the weed.
Oh.
Yes, let us hotbox our hearts away for the day once again. For I've actually never had
It's all
weed
the
before.
same to you. It's all the same to you. I'll pass. I prefer to keep my thoughts straight and narrow.
Come on, Doc. Don't you ever feel like that grass will help you connect with your skeleton friends?
I do not need to connect with them. They are lifeless beings with no
Oh,
personality.
come on. They have plenty of personality. I mean, look at Smitty over here. How you doing, Smitty?
Did you name my zombie?
Yeah, I knew you zombies. Alright, that was Smitty.
Don't do
That was Smitty. That was Jack. And that one and that one is Smitty Warrior marrying Jedorm.
Jake.
I think you might have a
She
concussion.
is having a hard time outside, like, meditating, just hearing that.
Just. All right.
Let's go to the place with the weed.
All right, let's go on some adventures. And he'll head along with Bro to go get some weed.
All right. It's your adventure into the Far Cloud City, taking you down, back to the main floor here. I need. Let's see. Actually, Bora, with your passive investigate, or no, that's not even investigation. That's intimidation. Sorry. Both of you make me an investigation check.
All right.
Okay, investigation.
13.
Ooh, 17.
Nice.
Damn.
Okay. So, with both of your efforts, as you begin to kind of push through, of course, with the close eye of guards and the somewhat estranged looks of people here that are obviously more Fearbulg than a half-orc and Kanku, it doesn't take too long as you find yourselves with what looks like to be this small shop of knickknacks and whatnots, various shelvings of herbs and succulents and certain types of grasses, as well as what looks like to be in this somewhat recognizable shelf of jars that have these fresh evergreen buds, some of which are a little bit different depending on which one. Jormungandr grass, especially within Erzheimel, is kind of recognizable for its main look, but some of these have different properties depending on which one you get. As this very oldish-looking, very matted, dreadlocked Farcloud man, as he stares at all of you. Hey, man.
Oh my god.
Yes!
Good lord, he's so high he's not Scottish anymore.
He's ascended Scottish.
The perfect person to get weed from.
Oh, this would be really good.
Yo, my good man, you got some of that grass for you.
Oh yeah, man, I got that sweet sticky, icky, man.
Nice. How much you have?
Well, we got quite a few strains here, man.
Oh my god.
We got the OG, a wee bit of diesel. This one's here's my personal favorite. This one is Favera's Thunderfuck.
Tell me more about
That one. That one.
Tell me more about the Thunderfuck.
Favera's Thunderfuck has a couple of really cool properties. It's a strain straight out of Favera's, where those Diamond Enclave elves grow it. And it gives you... it has some of its own healing properties, but also it keeps you from getting cold and shit, right?
Give me more.
I personally like it, and also it doesn't give you like that what you call it, like the like high brain kind of thing. It's more sativa than it is indica, man.
Give me enough said, my man. Give me some of that Thunderfuck.
All right. Now keep in mind, if you're not too careful, this shit will put you on your ass. So don't take too much. All right. I don't want you eating that there devil's kneecaps.
We're responsible. Mostly.
Hey, listen, a responsible smoker's better than no smoker at all. Let me tell you that, man. As he slides over the jar and he pulls out 2 buds. All right, so each bud's about 25 gold pieces each, man.
All right, so I have 600 gold. I have 600 gold. So 10 would be 250. Will be 250 gold. Give me 10.
All right, man. Fuck yeah.
All right, so Metatog, what does it do? Heal for how much?
So it will pretty much. It still acts like most Jormungandr grass, especially the delayed healing effect, and as well as the I would say delayed damage effect. This one, however, gives you a temporary cold resistance for up to 8 hours. So I'll send you the information about that later.
Right,
but
resistance.
Yeah.
And what's the healing amount? If you don't mind.
It's the same as Jormungandr grass. Same healing amount, but just the cold resistance effect.
All right. I forgot the healing amount. Healing amount for the Jormungandr grass. I'm going to pull it up again. Oh, there it is. I got it right here.
Okay.
Well, did heal this event? Okay, so let me.
Citra, while in meditation's like, I left them alone for too long again.
See. Alright, let me put that in notes. Roll a d4.
Yep. Alright, so in by cost, as you spend 250 gold pieces on straight up Favarian Thunderfuck Jormungandr grass. He's like, alright, man, thanks for the business. I really appreciate it.
Thank you for the grass, my dude. See.
Alright. So.
That guy seems like a really nice person.
Indeed.
You guys are walking out with your small brown bags of Favarian Thunderfuck.
Oh my god. You'll see. Yeah, it's like, okay. Alright. So, let's see. Let's head back and smoke some of this.
You read my mind.
Yeah.
Mind you, this is coming from a bird.
He obviously needs it.
Yeah.
Oh, he does. Dear God, does he?
Yeah. Okay.
I like how you guys jumped on Favarian Thunderfuck. I'm so proud of this moment. As you guys make your way back to the cloud top and to the peak of the tree, you light, you taste, and it is like a cool evergreen winter breeze.
Alright, so right now that's 8 left. Okay.
Yeah. It is mellow, and you get this very relaxing but energizing high. As you guys begin to just chill. And Citra and and Salazar, you're watching these two find themselves finally relaxing for the first time in a while.
Oh, this'll be fine.
Come on, Ty. You need to get my room. Oh, for one sec. My dog wants to get in my room again.
That's right. So,
Citra has one tiny side mission that she'd probably want to do.
what do you want to do?
Find a very specific sweet to bring back to a very specific lady in an office.
There we go. Okay.
So, Citra, as you're gonna head out to find
And-
these sweets.
Yeah, and she'd
Go.
offer to Salazar if he'd want to go with it. If he wants to be there with them or follow her, or whichever.
Not sure how the locals will take to our big entourage. He motions back to the 3 zombies that are just waiting there.
Couldn't they just be left with them? I
Yes?
feel like we're fine in here.
However... oh, very well. Faustus!
And the blue-lipped python will slither out from underneath his clothes and wrap around his arms.
I need you to stay here and watch them for me, please.
Is he also like shimmery like your scales? That is gorgeous.
Alright. As Faustus comes down to the leg, spins around, and then goes up to one of the guards and kind of just plops its little head on top of the armament, keeping an eye on the two.
Oh, that's amusing.
It's so I can keep an eye on them.
I understand. Trust me, I understand. The last time we left them by themselves, they almost got into another fight with an Arc Knight, and then we wound up in a mansion of a necromancer in Yugoloth, so... Yeah.
Bro, reach it. Actually approaches Citra. Yo, Citra, what's up?
I'm gonna go find something. You stay here and have fun.
Alright, Citra. Yes, sounds, this is salad.
They'll be fine.
Salad, what's up, salad?
Salad!
Salad.
As somebody who knows what it's like to be that way, he's not inaccurate.
Yeah.
As far as Citra's aware, he will not be well enough to cause havoc
Yeah.
too much. So it's safe to go and meander for a minute.
Alright. So as you both...
Very well.
you both head out, and Citra and Salazar, make me some investigation checks.
Oh boy, my favorite.
Actually, never mind. Scratch that, because Salazar's passive investigation,
Okay.
being 18. Salazar, you traveling around and having been to many cities before, you try and follow the scent of sweets and baked goods and whatnots. It isn't until there is what looks like to be a large kettled confectionery area where you see with what looks like to be these barked sweets and various baked goods. As you find yourself here, as you both find yourself here, there are various look like to be yellowish hard candies and nothing chocolatey, unfortunately, due to the fact that cocoa beans don't relatively grow in this area.
No. But Citra just understands that the very stressed out boss lady just likes sweets in that case.
There are various sweet breads and brioche rolls,
cost you about a couple of gold pieces, as well as what looks like to be the infused sweet candy, sweet hard candies, and small bag of these little gobstoppy kind of candies that are often given to some of the children freely here and there.
She'd probably go for the gold one that yours, or the yellowish looking ones.
All right, as you buy your candies and bag them away, you can definitely still see that there are the prying eyes of many of the far clouds before you begin to hear a slight whisper coming from where you guys initially had entered, not too far, as you notice several far cloud members begin to exit out of their homes and make it onto the main platforms of the wooden wooden walkways. As such, you all begin to see, slowly traveling in with what looks like to be a heavy footsteps and somewhat displeased face of an Alois Azure, a very, very wrunged out Dante, and a Dagex who looks like he's just witnessed
Oh my stars.
a world of pain.
His teacher would immediately run over to them.
As you're kind of just pushing and making your way through the ground, you can see as some of the far clouds kind of almost trying to get into your way before Alois, enough! I'm not here for the pomp and circumstance. As they all slightly back away.
You made it.
Yeah, we made it. Not without trouble.
I'd assume. Nekaliv.
More than that.
More?
We have a problem.
More problems?
And Dante kind of just like looking a little distressed, and Dagus kind of like scratching the back of his neck a bit. We'll explain when we get to the chieftain.
Do any of you need
Doctor?
healing?
No, he'll be fine.
Alois, punctual as always.
Sorry for the delay.
Given what we went through, we wouldn't be shocked.
Yeah. Alright. As you guys begin to see the sun beginning to finally set towards the south and reach the nighttime, you all find yourself ascending the giant tree once more. As the night begins to enter and the story begins to close here. Hello here.
Yes.
You feel the faint call from your blades as Burra is currently chilling out in the corner. As the faint call to the blades, it's best not to stay for too long. We must move once more. Quietly, like a ghost.
You see Lohir take a long puff from the last remnants of the weed. Exhale slowly. He looks over to Bruh and he says, "My friend, I must be on my way. It has been a very long..." Sorry, got a little dust stuck in there. It has been a long journey. And...
Oh god, okay, I'm sorry. Continue.
Oh. He's like, it's been a long journey, but it seems you guys have made your way to a safe area. I appreciate you guys having me on your adventure, minus the dying, and it's been a lot of fun. I hope you all are able to find the friend that you're looking for, but I will say this, and he plucks one of his feathers. When you see Citra, give her this.
Alright.
And...
No, I'm jotting down my notes.
Yep. It's a feather he did write something on there. It's like slightly hard to see, but he did write something etched in there while he was kind of high.
Oh my lord.
And as he gives it to you, he, again, once more, he'll embrace bruh. Bruh probably doesn't want to hug, but he will hug bruh and say, you are a very good friend, and thank you very much for the weed and everything that you guys have done for me.
Will we see you again, bird friend?
As long as we can keep high in the sky like the Lord's heavenly grace, we shall meet once again.
They have astral
That's how you
projection
close
meetings.
the chapter on a guest. Alright.
Okay.
And with
Alright, continue. Go ahead.
with that, he will take his leave with his blades, give one final nod to you, bruh, before heading out through the door.
No.
Before you leave Lo here, you were stopped by the sight of a white-lipped python. That uncurls. It uncurls itself around something before slithering back into the room with the zombies. What it uncurled around was a pouch.
And he
It looks at you. It looks at you pointedly and then returns to the room.
he looks at this python, then looks back at the pouch and picks it up, and he'll quickly investigate it.
It is a pouch containing 300 gold and a message that says, "Sorry for electrocuting you."
Oh my god! Ooh. All right.
That's great.
As
With that,
Lo-
he will be happy.
all right, Lo here, as you are beckoned into the wilds once more, and probably having a general idea of how to find this place again someday. Your adventure does not end, in hopes that you might see them all once again. Fallenstone is a strange place. You never know what might happen. As all of you convene, Dante, Citra, and Salazar, as you enter the room with one less Lo here and a very high Burra, the party returns once more. However, there is a meeting to be set with the chieftain of the Far Clouds. And to await that, we'll find out more next time.
We did it!
Woo!
We didn't die!
We did it!
Yay!
We lived!
Yeah!
We live to die another day.
Fuck yeah!
Your healer's too stubborn to let you die.
Clearly.
All right. So, with that being the wrap for this episode, a few things to acknowledge. First off, I want to thank you again, Dry, for sticking with us for these past couple of weeks and having many exciting moments with you.
Oh my god.
It was an absolute blast. It's been fun with you guys. You are an excellent group of individuals to play with, and thank you again for having me on board. Yarrow, it's been nothing but fun.
Yeah, I missed you so much, man. And hopefully we'll have you back later.
We'll have you back another day.
Yeah.
Yay!
And with that being noted, Desi will be coming back hopefully next week. Our schedule is going to be looking relatively clear until the end of this month, as I do have a personal announcement to make on that. At the end of this month, for about 2 weeks, we're going to be off. This is mainly because I am going out to my parents' place for those 2 Sundays, mainly because the dogs need to be watched while they are away, and unfortunately I can't have them here for the time being. So at this moment, it is just better that I do the travel for a bit. So after, I believe it will be the 30, or I guess it's the 2nd of October.
Yep.
All the way up until and also the 9th of October, we will be off. And then once we're back, we'll be back on our usual schedule. Hopefully we have enough episodes backlogged in case that we don't break schedule, but this is just a fair warning to anyone if we end up skipping a week. Desiree will be back, and I will be gone at the end of this month, so there is that. Next up, as per announcements, I have been streaming, thank God. I had streamed on Friday doing more Final Fantasy stuff. I try and do it Wednesdays, Fridays, and Saturdays. It's just that this past week I was a little bit more busy with my significant. So in the case that you want to catch me, the Twitch channel is Yoroshian, as all things are with me.
Yep.
And lastly, I wish to once again persuade to anyone that is enjoying this content and enjoying all of us, if you want to head on over to both the Patreon, or if you wish to donate directly here to the stream, please, by all means. It helps the show, and it helps keep everything kind of going as the way things have been over these past several weeks. So I really do thank you and appreciate everything that you guys do. And yeah. So that being said, I think that's going to be it for a lot of my quick announcements. And then I'm going to go ahead and move across the table as I usually do, starting with Blue.
Hello, it's Blue Kazanate. Not much to really report. I am getting art started for a Dark Knight video, which will be, you said, at the end of September, correct?
Yes.
Yeah, and unfortunately, because of that and recent commissions, my commissions are closed. But if you would like to see art, whether it be official art, shit posting, you name it, go to my Twitter. It's Blue Kazanate, once again, on Twitter.
Hey. All right. Connor.
Hey, it's Distortion Devil. It's me again. You can find me here on Twitter, Twitch, and YouTube.com/Distortion Devil. I stream Tuesdays, Fridays, Saturdays, and Sundays.
Ooh. Also, any of your homebrew stuff?
Yeah, the Treasure Hunter Conclave for the Ranger is still in production.
Oh, yay.
But you can find all of my other stuff on DM's Guild.
Alrighty. And next up is our guest, who is leaving us so soon, Dry.
Hello. Hi, it is I, the fearful Birdman, or scared Birdman in this sense. Yes, you can find me on Twitter at TerrenceDriveVA. And again, I play the Kenku lovely Birdman known as Lohir that was here for this guest portion. And there's nothing for myself to announce, although I will say this. Blue, once you finally do read that feather, Citra is going to see that the words in it will just say, "Save your boy etched out friend."
Aww.
Let me jot that down so I won't forget. Let's see.
Taking notes all the way to the end.
The feather. There it is. Okay. Let's see.
Well, he was a walking bird. Now he will not be.
Alright.
Save your
Well,
Anyway, but that's enough. That's the announcement for myself. But again, just want to say thank you for having me on board, everybody.
Of course, buddy.
Gonna miss you, man. Alright, and then last but not least, as always, my good friend, Daito.
Yo, this is Daito Dachi, aka bro, the half-stoned, half orc samurai. So I am streaming. It seems like I've been doing this for a month, so I can safely say that I stream Mondays, Wednesdays, and Saturdays. I'm going to be streaming Xenoblade Chronicles 3 tomorrow. Well, Mondays. Well, this Monday, and then Monster on the Rise on Wednesday, and then Saturday is more work on my Gohan vs. PE project, which is shaping out to be not a dumpster fire. Also, this Friday I'll be dropping my Team Rocket Captures Pikachu parody, voiced by with Gianni Montegrano as Giovanna, as Team Rocket's boss. I haven't had him voicing a parody in a long time, so it was nice to have him voice it again. And spoiler alert, it's about NFTs. So that's about it.
Oh, this should be good.
Oh, fun. All right. So that being all said, nothing else pressing?
Not really.
Also, there's some. No, I'll save it now. Fuck it. Edit out. Sorry.
Fuck it,
We're
we'll do it
gonna
in
find
post.
out one way or another, man. All right. So nothing else pressing. Everything good.
Yep.
All right. So that being said, thank you all so much for stopping by. Thank you all so much for hanging out with us. Be safe out there. We love you, and as always, see you next Sunday. Well, good night, everyone.
Later.
Bye. Have a beautiful time.
Have a good bye.
Alrighty.